Sargon, Destroyer of Worlds here, and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. We are back in the city of Bytown. Sit back and enjoy as we work on the Arboretum in the Central Experimental Farm. So as you can see, we have a lot of abandoned buildings. Now, if we click on any of these, we will see the fact that just not enough workers. So that has impacted our general industry as well as the commercial district that's in over here. So we do need to take care of that. Now, I actually have started that process. So we're not actually going to build any residential in this episode because I've already taken care of part of that. So let's go have a look at that right now. So here we are in the Central Experimental Farm in front of our apple orchard, and I have added a number of new condo apartments right across from it. These guys are going to have a pretty good view. So I decided to build this so that we wouldn't have to build any residential, or at least not have to focus on any of this episode, because we have significant residential demand. But I think this is looking pretty good. Look at this. Like, we've got these buildings all lined up here. A couple condo apartments in the back. Small parks. And we have plenty of parking. Now, we will come in towards the end of the episode with a little detailing. And we'll detail up some of these areas and deal with some of the tearing. And try to make this as one unified park. So I think that's looking pretty good. So the main thrust of today's episode, we are going to continue with the Arboretum area. But before we get started with that, there are a couple things that I do want to deal with over here. Actually here and over here. So let's go have a look at those right now. So we'll start with this grain elevator. Now, you'll actually notice in this picture it's red. And when I was looking to place it, I'm going to place down this red elevator, and it became green. And there's two ways we can deal with that. I actually now have a mod installed that allows me to change the color, but quite simply as well, if I use move it, so if we come in and just reset the asset, changes the colors, and we'll just keep clicking until we get the red one. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, it looked brown. So there we go. Nice red grain silo, or I guess elevator. So I think, as mentioned last episode, if I'm doing a little photography here, or perhaps, whether that's landscape photography or portrait photography, this is a nice focal point. So the other thing we're going to deal with is over in this little farmer's market area. And it's actually with this concrete or paved parking lot. I have downloaded some new gravel parking lots because unfortunately this particular road parking does actually not have a gravel option. So this one should do. So let's delete all this and put in the gravel parking. Okay, so we will try this one here. I might come in with Bob and remove the trees. I'm not exactly sure which way folks will park. We can also try the other one I'd placed down, but I did not like the way the parking stalls were set up. So the hunt may still continue, but I think having a gravel parking lot here makes a lot more sense because this entire area is made of gravel. So with that, we can now get started on our actual build. So let's head over to the Arboretum area. So we are at the site of the Arboretum and the Central Experimental Farm that we were working on in the last episode. As shown a little earlier, you can see all the notifications going off. We'll ignore those for now because it'll be fine. We'll start the game up here in a minute, but we are doing an homage to the Central Experimental Farm. Not a true recreation because the Arboretum runs alongside the Rideau Canal, and so we don't have that. So there's rivers there, but we're not building this exactly right next to that. So, but let's have a look and just to refresh people's memory of what we are talking about. So this is the Central Experimental Farm area, and to the right here is the Arboretum. We have Dow's Lake, and then we have the canal system that runs all the way through downtown, all the way up here. So there's a few things that will probably come back throughout the build to take some further inspiration from elements in the Ottawa area. But let's get back to where we were looking. So we are back. We got Carleton University over here, Central Experimental Farm. But this is the area along with the Rose Garden and the Ornamental Gardens that we're going to take some inspiration from. So some various paths. It's not, we're playing on it. We're doing an homage to this, we're not replicating it. So let's get back to the game. So we're going to get started here. And now if we look, we have this nice little indent that was left from when we did all this terraforming around the farm itself. But that indent is not it's not yet what we need it to be. We are going to come into our landscaping tools because this is going to become a body of water. So we'll just take our brush size, we'll reduce the strength. All right, so that should be deep enough. We'll come in. Whoa. Right click. And we're just going to come around here. We're going to make this nice and deep. There's no exact size that we're going for here. But obviously we do want to have a large area. In fact, we can make this a little larger. We'll get rid of that road there. That will allow us just to come in just a tad more. I want to have a little peninsula. There we go. I think this works for now. Obviously, proof will be in the pudding. So we'll just smooth this area out up here. Now this will change slightly because what we're going to start with is putting our perk paths in. We'll conform around, mainly going around the lake, so we'll adjust things as we go, but this is our basic shape. So let me just get these paths in. So we have that in now, and if you notice I changed it to the park pass. Now we're going to come in and we are going to place some rocks, and we're going to use a mixture of these mossy brown rocks. Now it says water is required, but we will put these in first. We'll do some adjustments after. So if we notice, we'll have a look. It's a magical space rock, but we're going to just move it. That's the beauty of a few of these rocks. So this type, and there's at least one other, that allows us to take the rock and basically bury part of it. So we'll do that a few more times around the back side here with these mossy rocks with the mixture of some others. So let me just take care of that right now. So over on this side, we're going to use these cliffside rocks. They conform fairly well to the side. Now they do do some funky things in the water. So we'll just place them on the outer edge here. Then we'll put some vegetation to basically bring them into the terrain a little better. But for here, we will do these rocks. And now we'll come back and we will complete this side with some more of these brown rocks here. Now, this should be the last rock I'm placing here, and if you notice, I am trying to slant the rocks so that they do kind of conform and go inside and slope down. So I think we'll try that there. We'll see how this uncovered part works, and if it doesn't, we'll put some more of this texture here. So we do have the ability to add our own water. We will reduce that greatly. And then as soon as we get this in, we will start the game. And part of that is I want to see if I've missed any areas. Let this fill up. Like this can come down. And we'll have to come back in and just lower that just a tad more and see if that's the right spot. So otherwise, the city's just going to continuously flood. Now that's actually this area here. So there is a rock there. And I think if we raise it up a bit, we'll be fine in this area. And I think we're good now. We might play with some fire a little later and try to raise that up a bit, but that is good. That is good for now. This water should go away soon enough. Let's see if we can help it though. There we go. All right. So we've got things going. This, because of the new residences, should be dealt with. You know, the good flooding will also help clean it up. But okay, so this does not make an arboretum. So what we need to do is we need to create a district. Now, before we create a district, we're gonna have to get rid of a district, and that's because this entire area was set aside for the farm, which we no longer need. Okay, so now we'll just come in and we will first place our park gate. So this will be a regular city park. And we'll just use the small main gate. And we're going to put that over here. And now we just need to draw a park area. So let me do that right now. So this park area will allow me to come in as I button smash. That's also how I play like Halo. It's just button smash and hope for the best. So we're going to come in with our side gate. And we're going to put one here, one here. And we will place a few others as we go. But we'll start with that and we will continue to build. We are actually going to slightly move this. Okay, hang on. We'll actually do proper move, I think. Or we will delete it. And we will place it a little higher up. I want to have it, I think there would be good. Now we're going to come in with our park pass. This will come up. Have that cross. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run this across here for the moment, but we're going to come in and there's an asset I just downloaded for this build. And that, oh, try that again. There we go. You know, in second thought, we're actually going to take these assets and we will nudge them. If I use move it correctly, we're just going to nudge these things back down because I want a little more room up top. So try it about there. I think that will work. So that's looking pretty good. Now we are going to come in and we're going to have to be very mindful. Actually, we get the game started here. So we have to be very mindful of what we're doing, but we're going to take it section by section. Okay, so we will start off over here in this left corner. And one of the things that is missing is a parking lot in this area, which will then allow us to add in a side gate. So we're going to come in, place that, and we'll just use move it now, just to move that up off of the field. There we go. Now, oh, this will also allow us to come in and add one of the other side gates. We're just going to do a little bit of a pattern here to get things going. So this, oh, maybe we'll come in from where we want. Okay, we'll do it like that, and we will come in. Ooh, that looks odd. Let's come in and let's redraw this path as well. Turn off collisions. Now this is giving us a little bridge. And you know what? I actually like that. It provides a nice little viewing platform over this. Now that's just, didn't plan it. It's just the way this has worked out right now. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, in reality, I'm not sure if this was a true city that they would spend the money on that, but hey, this is City Skylines and we can take some liberties. So now I can come back and we got a little distracted. So now that we have that in there, we can focus on what we're going to put in to this area. That will be some planters. So I've downloaded these planters off of the workshop. So these come both empty, and this happens to be a brick one, but they also come filled. So, but we are going to take and put a medium planter there. I think we have some different options. We'll put in a medium planter here. And then we're going to come and get a large one. Now, I don't like the concrete texture, so we will use Surface Painter. And we're going to come in and basically cover. Get the game rolling still. And we will cover up these areas here with gravel. I think this looks a little better. So I like that. I like that a lot. So we'll come in, we might put some other bushes around here or some other things. But for now, that is what we're doing. Now the next step is we're gonna move over here towards the pergola area. Now one thing that Ottawa is well known for are tulips. Canada and the Netherlands have a very special affinity after World War II, and we get a lot of tulips, and the entire Ottawa area, well, obviously not the entire Ottawa area, but definitely in some key spots around Ottawa, tulips are planted, including in the Dow's Lake area. Although I don't know if they're 100% in the Arboretum, but I do know they're right next to it on Dow's Lake. So we will take that and put that into our build here. So now you will notice we do have some paths coming off. We will use gravel paths for these. So we are going to come down, and I don't want it to actually snap, and I'll show you why. And it's because we get that jank there with the path. So I want to turn off node snapping. Oh, and I want to make sure I pick gravel. And we will continue that along here. For now, there we go. We will also put one there. And now that I have this connected, I'm going to disconnect this. And I'm going to come right up. And now that should attach, because that will allow me to come in. Oop. And I'm going to build off this area here, and then come in with my curve road tool and connect that up. Now that's the same thing I am going to do over here. I'm going to come out. I'll come up a few tiles, and then I will try the curve road tool to come in. Now I noticed that I just lost the little connection that I had. Oh, that worked. Okay, perfect. So now that we have that put in, I do want to come in and put in some tulips. Now we have a number of tulip beds that I've downloaded off of the workshop, and we are going to put those beds right along here, and we will mix and match them up. Now we will come in and adjust this road so that we can get a third one in. There we go, perfect. So just let me come in, and we are going to put a number of tulip beds, connect this path down here as well. And this area of the Arboretum will basically be a tulip display. Awesome, we just hit 16,000. So we have our main tulip area now built. So we are going to come over and detail out this corner here. But before we do that, okay, so we are going to take the opportunity to put in a great new asset. And it's these terraced planters. So what we will do to make this a little easier, well, at least in theory, is we're going to come out to our our network multi-tool. I'm going to do the parallel. We have this here, and we are going to just bring this back, bring it off of the path. There we go. So this will border. Let's have a look at that. Isn't that awesome? That is such a great asset. Runs right along there perfectly. And we will come in. We will grab the same one. But let's just see if we can, since this is a straight run, I think I do need to run that the other way. I think this does matter. Yeah, there we go. It does. So now we'll just come in with move it. We will drag that down. And then we will fix that corner up. Just bend that in a bit. We do need to move our tulip beds a bit. Perfect. And the reason why I did that, is because I want to come in here and just basically fence this area off. In fact, we will take a little liberty and we will put that there. We'll partially fence it off. So we're going to come in, ideally to the right menu. We're going to get our wood fence. So let's come in from over here. Let's turn off everything except road length and angle. Cheat a little, just grab that there. So with this area, it's just a nice little naturalized area that we're going to put in. We'll come in, grab some rocks. These little mossy rocks are great. Put a little vegetation in. Then we'll come in, grab some trees. So another nice little area done here. Very simple detailing. Now, if you'll notice, the technique I am using, and it's taken me a while to learn this, so this is not something I picked up right away. But given how large this space is, I'm only tackling it bit by bit, which really makes it a lot easier, even though we've got some other detailing to come back to, kind of taking care of all the main areas. Now, speaking of main areas, because we're moving left to right, but this area here next to the pergola area has to conform with the main area that I want to bring in and build around. So let's take actually care of putting in our main gate. So first thing we're going to do with all things is we are going to come in and we are going to put in our parking lot. Just come in, stretch that down a bit. And we will put in some parking spaces just so we can make sure we're getting some usage out of this. And actually, we will start with a lot of handicap parking. And just use a bunch of single ones just so I can make sure I get right to the end. And there we go. So we need to come in and connect up our park paths. So that's looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna leave this truck here. An area where I've gone backcountry camping, Frontenac Provincial Park. Used to be a farmstead area, and there's actually, if I can find the photo, I'll flash it up. A basically rusted out truck along the trail that's just been left there. So I think that's nice. We'll see if it gets in the way of stuff, but I think it won't. I think it'll be a nice little area to build around. Now, if we come in and look here, lots of entertainment, but not a single visitor. And I think the simple answer is I have, speaking of camping parks, this park over here, and we do have a policy on, and that is the main park. So we're going to turn that off, just so that the Sims treat both these parks as equal. And hopefully we can start driving some, basically some visitors here. And we'll just have to wait. So, okay. Well, we're not going to wait. We're going to keep going. And my plan here for this build at this point is get the main area built in. And then next episode, we'll come back. We'll come around, we'll soften all this terrain, connect this side of, or this road here, at least providing some access into the park, and as well as blocking out that view, because it's not very nice. Oh, okay. I mentioned earlier, problems with these particular assets. So if you notice how the water is kind of reacting to these, see if I can find the one that's the offender. Ah, there it is. And I think we'll just get rid of that one. Oh, we have another offender. Okay, yeah. Water sometimes just acts a little crazy, and so that's fixed now. Perfect. So this area over here is, my plan right now is to make it a very naturalized area, which we have seen next to the Rideau Canal. So with that, I do want to switch up the paths I'm actually using along here. So we're going to come in and we are going to switch these over to our nature reserve. So we're actually going to come in and upgrade a part of these paths. Let's turn off collision, see if we can save that. There we go. So the ones leading out this way are going to become a little more, a little more natural. Need to make sure we don't grab that node. I think this looks pretty good. We'll come down here. I do not want anyone sneaking in. Perfect. So this is going to just be a very naturalized area. So we'll come in, grab some rocks again. So we're just going to come in and grab some rocks again. Let's find some smaller ones. We got these darker ones, very similar to the mossy rocks. So we'll put a few of these in here. Basically, we'll just vary up some of the rocks that we'll see. But we will come back to what are currently my favorite are the mossy ones. Come in with some vegetation. Come in and we will use some of our new content creator trees. Mix them up because this is a bit of a planned area. Now, obviously, I'm no landscape designer, but we will use a variety of them. But we will also try to make sure it makes sense. Although, once again, previous statement, not an expert. Let's come into some of our other trees. Put some ash trees in. Now, I don't know if those are the ones, but emerald ash trees, there's an emerald ash borer, I believe, that is basically decimated those types of trees. Now, I am going to see if I can just hide that a little better. Kind of make it a little area of interest, if that was the case, where people would have to come in to find the truck, even though it's just right off. So let's also hide this a little better. There we go. So these are actually, I think, are very similar trees. So we will add a few around here as well. So I think that's starting to take shape. But I do want to add a pop of color in. So we will come in and find some of our maple trees. Now, I love maple trees because they have so many varieties with different colors. And the Japanese maples are really nice. In fact, I want to see if I can put these in a nice place. Yeah, let's put some Japanese maples right in front of this area. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's looking pretty good. Have we convinced anyone to come see us yet? No, not as of yet. Plenty of entertainment value. Just a matter of time. They're probably got to get out of the nature reserve first and come here. It'll come. They came in the test run, so they'll come here now. So we're gonna just add a few things from our park assets. So first off, we will put some restrooms in, and we'll come in and put in a cafe. And let's just hope yeah, it looks like the electricity jumped. And the very last thing we're going to do for the moment is we're going to fence in this entire area. So this is the initial build of the Arboretum. Lots of tulip beds, you know, this nice pergola area coming off into a bit of a more naturalized area. And then coming over, we do have some restrooms and a little cafe seating area. So it's looking good. So this has been a very fruitful episode. We were able to get some condominiums built, take care of our population. We've seen over 2,000 people move into the city. We still have high residential demand, a lot of abandoned buildings. So next time we're going to come back, we will build some more condos and apartment buildings to help with some of this residential demand. And as well, we will continue working on our Arboretum build. But I think things are looking pretty good right now. So I'll leave you with some nice footage of the Central Experimental Farm, our new Arboretum area. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Haven't already, please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe. We'd very much appreciate it. And until next time. Bye for now.